I asked Sam Yet, the author of The Choice. I don't know if you all are familiar. Dr. Yet is now an ancestor, passed a number of years ago. But he wrote a book in the 1970s called The Choice. Sam Yet taught at School of Communications at Howard University. He was the first African-American reporter for, I think it was Newsweek magazine. And wrote a book called The Choice, where he documented all of the efforts, all of the attempts on the part of the United States government to destroy black folk. And he compiled all of that information in this book called The Choice, basically to inform black folk that we got to make a choice about how we're going to live in this country that hates us. And Dr. Yet had just spoken. We had a break in the action. Naeem wasn't going to be able to make it, so I invited Dr. Yet to come back to the podium and share this story that he had shared with us about his trip to China. And this was in around 1972 after Nixon had decided to reestablish relationships with China. And so the president traveled to China and a host of reporters traveled with him. And Dr. Yet shared this story about this trip that he made to China and how transformative that trip was. And I want you all to listen to this short clip. And I want you to internalize what he said back in 1993 and imagine how this thing is playing itself out now in 2020. So this is Dr. Yet.
While I was in the People's Republic of China in 1977, before going in 77, I had written a paper. I was here at Howard at the time. I had written a paper in which I had theorized that in order for the Chinese people to have come from where they were in this century and to have become the third most powerful nation in the world, something must have happened that was profound in the minds of the masses of the Chinese people. And on that Sunday night, we were looking at this play, and suddenly I knew that whoever directed that play knew what I was talking about. Well, now it's been 3 weeks, and I turned to my guy and I said, Mr. Liu, I want to meet the director of this play. He was no longer inscrutable. He said, all right, afterward, we'll have a reception and you can meet him. We'll tell you. You must have tea before you can talk, and if they really enjoy it, you have a photograph afterward. So we had planned a photograph in the lobby of the hotel, and we sat and had tea for a while, and then we got into the interview. One of the truly most fantastic 2 hours I had with this young fellow, 29 years old. He said, before you go, he said, I would like to ask you a question. I said, of course. He said, in China, we don't see many movies from America, but we do see some television, and some of the movies and all. And he said, tell me, he says, I think I know the answer, he said, but isn't it true that back there in America, the white men put dark things on their faces and go and play in plays like Samson and Son, and all of these comedies that show your people in a negative way, said these are not really your own people doing this, are they? That your own people would not do this. These are the white Americans who color their faces and act like they are African people. I said, well, actually no, these are by and large our own people. And he repeated the question because he didn't think he got the right answer. He said, no, I mean those people who play in these shows that show this fellow who sits at the table with his hat on and talks bad about his sister, disrespects his mother, and calls it good times. Now, these are not your people, are they? Actually, I know some of them personally. They are my people. At that point, the interview changed 180 degrees. His face shrank. There was no more smile. And he looked at me with a sternness that I'll never forget. He looked at me and very sternly he said, such a people will never know freedom. No photograph.
In 1977. That was before Tyler Perry. That was before Poop Dog. That was before all these other Negroes who are creating all of this madness that's now being exported all over the world. And folk are scratching their heads looking at African Americans and saying, what is wrong with y'all people? Why would you allow someone to become a millionaire, calling each other B's and H's and walking around with grills? Why would you all do that? What's wrong with you?
Be sick.
Right? So, I'm saying this to say that we got to do better. We have to do better. It begins with you individually first. Stop talking about what other folks should be doing. It starts with you. You're the only person that you have control over. And if you are an adult, you have control of every young person in your household. You pay the bills, pay the electricity, the cable bill. You should monitor what they see in your household. You can't control everything that they do, but at least you got control over your household.